This international lightweight fight is fought under the auspices of the South African National Boxing Control Commission. Its acting chairman and ring physician, Dr. Peter Natane. Also the executive director, Mr. Stanley Christodoulou. And for the IBF, the supervisor ringside, Benedetto Montello from Italy, and the South African representative, Mr. Kivitz. Our judges, in front of me, Richard Villani from San Marino, Italy. Our lady judge here this evening from the United States, Deborah Barnes. And from South Africa, Lulamo Mtia from South Africa, as I said. Our referee this evening, Mr. Roberto Ramirez from Puerto Rico. Ladies and gentlemen, 12 rounds of boxing to follow for the IBF lightweight title. Introducing the principals, fighting out of the blue corner. He's wearing the red, white and blue trunks, weighing in at 61.16 kilograms. His fight record, 26 fights, 22 wins and 4 losses. From the United States of America, John Lark. His opponent this evening, wearing the white and blue trunks, weighing in at 60.4 kilograms. His fight record, 23 fights, 23 wins. Hailing from South Africa, Phillip Holiday.
Title fight, you know your job, do your job, okay? Very good.
Well, here we go. The IBF World Lightweight title fight. Phillip Holiday making defense number 2 and a mandatory one at that against John Lark from the United States. Calling to you tonight, I'm Leonard Neal. With me at ringside from the United States, Bob Spagnola.
Here we have it, the fight everybody's been waiting for. You got to feel for Phillip Holiday. He wins the championship from Miguel Julio in a fight nobody figures him for, and immediately he doesn't get any optional defenses. He's got to come right in and face mandatory challenger and big puncher John Lark.
Yes, I don't think many people at home here in South Africa have really given Phillip full credit for that victory against Julio. A lot of people thought that his actual rating was a bit false, but all 4 organizations in the world, the top 4, rated him number 1. Phillip took him to pieces in a very clinical manner, and I think he deserved the praise and not condemnation that some people gave him. This is a good little champion.
And we have to remember that our own Oscar De La Hoya, our golden boy from the United States, refused to fight Julio from his advanced billing. And that was the spot that Phillip Holiday took advantage of.
Of course, John Lark is the man who fell victim to Julio's punching at one stage, but he's come right back. He's here as the number 1 contender, mainly because of that booming right-hand punch of his.
That's right, but this is Styles making fights. Lark is the fighter here that's considered the puncher. Holiday's the one with the busy work rate as they get into a scrap here early on. Holiday working the body, Lark complaining to the ref.
Well, because Holiday gets in close, and when he balls and his head does come in collision sometimes, gets onto a collision course, but
this is the contrast of these two styles. Holiday wants to be on the inside working his hands, and John wants to be on the outside cracking those big punches.
Okay, break. Watch that here.
Holiday not so impressive in his first defense against Ray Martinez, but then Martinez wouldn't make a fight of it. You can't come out shining when the other guy's doing the running. But John Lark is certainly not doing any running. He's right there in front of Holiday, and he's willing to make a fight for it. He's come here to try and take that title away. You can see that.
A good work rate by Phillip Holiday thus far in the fight. He's the one doing the punching here, moving his hands.
Okay, break. That's it.
It's hard for these fights to live up to their advanced billing sometimes, but something tells me we're going to get a really good one in here tonight.
Well, there's 2 young guys, both prepared to stand up there and fight. That's going to make a winning one of it, because Holiday likes nothing better than the man who will be there when he gets busy. And Holiday is a very busy fighter. He throws punches from all angles. He balls in. He's a real buzzsaw type fighter. I think he's got one of the best left hooks in the business, but he also has a very good potent overhand right. Quiet opening round, not a great deal in it, but we'll go into the quarters and hear what they've got to say.
A little tentative, that's all. This is easy, deep breath. This kid's wide open for right hands. Wide open for right hands. Come over the jab. Relax, breathe deep, come on. All you need to do is relax in there. He don't want it out. You know what I mean?
That is our run. That's why you gotta keep on moving runs. Okay. Being fun. Keep your hands up, stay compact. You gotta roll. Get close with your feet, and then when you get close, you whack the body. All I want you to do is hit that body first.
I think Harold Volberg giving the kind of advice that's needed, because the way Holiday beat Julio was to keep him there, as I said, like a postage stamp on an envelope. He didn't give him any room to move at all. And that's what he's got to do against Lark, because Lark has got that good right-hand punch, and he'll let it go if the opportunity comes.
Good advice in both corners. The work rate of Holiday in the first round really, obviously he won. He was doing all the punches.
Okay, watch your head, huh?
Well, referee Ramirez saying, watch your head.
Well, I mean, that's just Phillip's fight. You know, he's not a billy goat. He's coming in with his chin tucked down in the top of his head. There, Lark tries a double right hand, and Holiday slips it past, but it's a contrast of styles. This is where Holiday's working that free hand, and he absolutely should be allowed to. Lark's grabbing him behind the head immediately, looking for the referee to break him. Holiday's working the free hand.
Hey, next time I'm going to take that. Don't use it, huh?
He's warning Holiday, next time I'm going to take points off you if you use your head like that. Do you think Holiday's using the head deliberately, or is it just the clashes they come in?
That's his style, and John is holding the minute that they get close to each other. I mean, if Phillip can't come and work the inside, put his head on Lark's chest, he can't fight. That's his fight, and the referee be taking him out of it. He doesn't want to fight John Lark on the outside here. That's not his fight. It's an unfair advantage.
Yeah, Lark is doing quite a lot of the close-range holding.
But what John Lark wants to do is he wants to punch from the outside. Nice combination by Holiday. But once they get in the inside, he wants to wrap him up and wait for the referee to do his job.
That's what he's doing. And now Holiday's told, keep your punches up. But a couple of the good ones did go through over the top. And he's landed some nice shots, short-range shots on Lark. I don't think Lark's too happy about some of those punches that bounced off him.
Well, but John knows he's in this other fighter's hometown. He's going to win this fight. He can't wait for the referee to win it for him.
Break.
And he's doing a real clutching job at the moment, is Lark.
No, hold him.
Now he gets the warning for holding beyond the head.
Phillip's got to time him. He's got to get past those power punches from the outside. And John, he's got to time him coming in. Nice body work by Holiday.
Yes, Holiday will work on the body, and he's a good body puncher. He keeps them going in there. That's how he beat Julio. He kept going in, boring in, and bashing into the body, and eventually wore him down. But there's a good right hand from Lark that landed.
John Lark's best punch of the night. John seems to lose his balance a little bit trying to throw that right hand. He might be getting a little overzealous, trying to hurt Phillip Holiday.
Holiday's not an easy man to hurt. He's taken some good shots from good fighters during his time, and he hasn't been on the canvas yet.
Okay.
Well, that's the end of a pretty tough, exciting round two. Interesting, the hard work that referee Ramirez is putting in here. 2 years ago he came to this country as a judge in one of the biggest upsets of all time. He was a judge when Vianney Bungu beat the hitherto unbeaten superstar Kennedy McKinney. I was just hoping he's not here as a man for another upset.
Well, I don't know what the odds makers have this fight, but it's got to be very close.
Thank you.
Thus far, John really has, other than landing a good right-hand counter in that round, he's not really let his hands go.
What?
He's throwing his left with his right hand, and he's catching with his right hand. Because you
You have to protect yourself for his head. You know, I am watching, but you have to protect yourself.
Fun. Very fun.
Okay, round three.
Round 3. Stay there. Hey, hey. Come on, come on.
Round 3 coming up.
Come on.
Ramirez, I really feel like he's trying to take control of this fight early on.
Hey, 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 hey. Break, huh?
Well, a bit of eagerness coming on both sides here.
John Lark's got to get that jab moving. He can't just, you know, look for one right-hand shot if he wants to win this fight, or he's going to really leave it up. He's got to get busier with his hands, because Phillip Holliday's got that great work rate, unless John's just looking for a one punch to win this fight by knockout.
Well, it's hard to beat Holliday with a one-punch showdown, because Holliday can take a shot. He takes it well, and he's active all the time. He's in there and he's banging away. And when he gets in close with those body shots, he gradually wears you down. That's a good right hand from Lark. A little bit off target. It went more onto the shoulder than into the neck.
Hey, hey. Up here. You are pushing.
This Lark is really looking for a one-punch shot here. He's sort of pawing with his left hand, not making much use of it, hoping that he can get him with one right-hander.
And Holliday working his way in. I mean, how can he be butting if he's jabbing to the body?
Well, if anything, Lark is pulling him into it most of the time. He's got one arm around his elbow and the other arm around his neck and pulling him all the time.
And although John seems disdainful of Phillip's punches, they're building up points at all times in this fight. Malcolm Garrett telling his fighter in the corner, don't let him come forward. I mean, if you can back up Phillip Holliday, you can beat him. But thus far, John's made no attempt to do that, even though he seems to be, you know,
Well, he's certainly not an easy man to back up, this Holliday, because he's got a lot of force, a lot of power. He's a strong young man, and he keeps coming in on you.
He's got every right in the world to work that free hand, Leonard. I mean, John, you know, Muhammad Ali for years used to grab his opponent and hold him in, and, you know, because he was the greatest of all time, referees used to let him have his way with it, but I don't think John comes in with that kind of advance notice.
That's Lark getting the ticked off there for holding. Oh, and a good right hand over the top from Holliday. That's a good punch, and another one goes through. Finding his target at long range. Jabs his left, and he's catching Lark pretty neatly now.
He's really doing exactly what he wants to do in this fight, otherwise being admonished from the referee early on.
Good work coming in from Holliday. He's working at a double pace here. He's putting on the pressure, and he's keeping Lark going backwards, and that's what he's got to keep doing. Well, here we have a little bit of the slow motion. You see how in the close range there, Holliday's doing his best to get those shots off, but he's finding it not easy at times because Lark is so intent on touching and getting in and mauling. Lark's left hand work is surprising me because it's not good.
That excellent looping right hand by Phillip Holliday put an exclamation point on his best round of the fight, although I've got him winning the first 3.
He's going to get done, Nana. He's going to get done. Okay, where's the top?
The interesting thing that goes on here is, well, you may know better than I do if Lark is the durable type, because Holliday certainly is. You know, he has an idea. He once read a piece by Martina Navratilova on what she eats and how that's helped her through all those long, tedious tennis matches. He's followed it all the way through. He's really a Navratilova fan. And there's a good left hand from Holliday that found its mark.
Lark really tried to open up with his punches there, but he missed them. The top out of Phillip Holliday rolling underneath him. Here, John tries to get off that jab and scores nicely with it. That's what he's got to do. He's got to set up that right hand with the jab. He can't just look to pot shot Phillip with one fight. Holliday in there, working his free hand.
Break. Come on, break.
Holliday certainly not giving Lark any chance to settle down. He's good at this, Holliday. This is what he did against Julio. Kept him there and kept him going backwards, and you can't get off your your best shots if a man's pushing you around like this.
This is what Phillip does for a living.
Okay, right.
You mean he'd make a good panel beater?
Hey, okay, break. Come on.
He's working nicely here. Beginning of every round, John seems to try to get some punches off and keep Phillip off him, but as the round progresses, he stops in the minute Phillip comes in, John puts both his hands over his head.
Good left hand right across his Lark's face there. The Lark's not doing enough. Oh, good right hand, smack on the point. Lark staggered back from that. Holiday throwing so many punches that Lark can't really get going.
He almost trapped him with a jab right there. It was more of an off-balance thing, but it's the way he breaks John Lark's rhythm with that punch is as significant as the punch landing.
As he's certainly showing up Lark's limitations in this round because
John's spending too much energy conversating with the referee.
Okay, break. Come on.
The referee certainly having plenty to say. But
Lark cut over the eye.
Okay, break. Come on.
Come on, says the referee. Keeps telling him, break. Oh, and there goes Holiday. His punching is far more accurate now. He's got his rhythm, his range going. He's finding his target. Lark not looking too happy about things. Does throw a good right-hander, but Phillip absorbs it quite comfortably and keeps coming forward into him.
Nice 1-2 by Lark, but
break.
definitely not enough. He's got to start every exchange like that. John's just not the kind of a leverage fighter that fights very well on the inside. If he hits you with his punch on the end of it, just like Julio, he can knock your brains out. But Holiday's not giving him that opportunity. There we see Phillip again.
Too, that Lark would be a lot happier if he could be going more forward, and he isn't. He's been pushed backwards a little bit too much for his own liking. Nice body shot went in from Lark. He ran with a good left hook to the body there. But that's definitely a good round for Holiday.
No, Holiday's having it all his own way in this fight thus far, and John Lark's got a bad, he's got a cut in a bad position. I don't know how bad the cut is. I thought he had a cut. Maybe he doesn't. They don't seem to be working on it.
All you got to do is settle down a little bit. He's wide open for right hands. You know, you might have to throw some lead right hands. All right? Just settle down. That's all you got to do.
Come on, enjoy. Come on, you had hard work in the gym, man. Do your thing. Don't be snappy, okay? Be more snappy. And take it away.
Well, I like the way Malcolm Garrett's telling John Lark in the corner, you just got to settle down and hit him with right hands. Well, maybe that would be the answer, but he's not getting much chance to do it. He's not getting a chance to settle down for a start.
Well, he doesn't want to panic and panic his fighter. You know, he knows he's a long way home from home, and you know, John's chance really in this fight, the way it's progressing, is to hurt Phillip Holiday and get him in trouble. But you know, if he doesn't do that, it's going to be a long night for him. He's going to lose every single round.
Yeah, the way Holiday throws punches, they come out of every little corner. He's popping them at you from every angle. And Lark is doing so very little in return.
Although when he does explode, you know, as with the body punch at the end of the last round, he is a very strong puncher. But this is, you know, we got 3 international judges scoring this fight, and that's what it's going to be all about. You can't win the round with one punch unless you roll the guy over with it.
And not when the other guy's throwing as many as Holiday does.
Excellent technical defense by Phillip Holiday. Chin tucked down inside. He just doesn't leave his opponents much. You know, whatever they do to him, they're really going to have to earn it.
He's developed into a real good pressure fighter as Holiday. He's on top of you all the time, and he's a strong little lightweight, and that's a great deal in his favor. And with that tremendous sense of durability that he has, he can keep going like this the whole 12 rounds.
Not that either of these fighters need any pressure added to this fight, but The guy that wins this fight is going to be the lightweight to beat in the whole world, counting all organizations. With the advent of Oscar De La Hoya, nice looping right hand by Holiday, but with the advent of De La Hoya moving up to 140 pounds, the guy that wins this fight is going to be the guy to beat. Also, Miguel Angel Gonzalez from Mexico, moving up to 140 pounds. This fight has huge international ramifications.
Yes, he's gone up as well. Only leaves Nazarov, the Russian-based Japanese, who came over here and beat our own Dingon Dibala, who would take the title away.
And wrecked our own Joey Gamache. I certainly shouldn't leave him out of the equation.
But Holiday is certainly getting better with the title belt around him, and he's looking good all the time.
Phillip's going to get it from Harold Volbrick for picking his chin up to avoid that shot by John Lark. He tells him, don't pick your chin up, tuck it down to get underneath those. Excellent relationship of the two of them. Philip Holiday and Harold Volbrick, his trainer-manager.
A couple of shots went in from Phillip rather low, both of them. Lark didn't wince or anything.
He is, but
nice
he's going to do that until the referee stops him. The referee's already told John Lark, son, you're holding too much here.
Nice punches went in from Holiday. One particular, that right uppercut was a good shot. Blood starting to ooze out of Lark's mouth at the moment.
And above his eye.
Oh yes, there's a different cut above his left eye.
What is number now? What is number now? He is tired, believe me. Try and line up and whack him on the elbows. Enough.
I think it's very significant that Lark hasn't hurt Holiday at all early in this fight, for the fact that he would have had to do something like that to get Holiday off him a little bit. He's really done nothing to dissuade Holloway from coming in.
Don't quite know what it was all about, but referee Ramirez had a long conversation with fight supervisor Benedetto.
6th round.
He's telling them this is the 6th round.
Lark's corner was complaining about a headbutt, and you know what they told him was, hey, you better go out there in this ring and win this fight, because this referee ain't gonna win it for you.
Come on, break. Hey. Come on, break. Come on. Let's go. You can't do that. Hey, come on. Don't use it, huh? Come on.
Holiday, perhaps a little wild in some of his deliveries there, but
getting a little excited in there. Who could blame him? But you know, Lark's doing his thing. Lark sitting there holding, Holiday working the free hand. Every time John throws a good combination, he stops to admire his work.
Hey, está bien. Don't make the rabbit punch. Come on.
Don't use the rabbit punch, the referee. A lot of everything's gone into this fight up to now, and both of them have got plenty of ticking off. But it's that kind of a fight. I mean, they're going in it like two little toy bulldogs here. They're really giving no ground.
Absolutely. And a puncher like John Lark, you cannot count him out at any time in this fight. His win over Anthony Boyle came later in the fight, even though Boyle had some success earlier in the fight. But Holiday he's really been in complete control of this entire fight. And even though John was very confident coming in here, I know he's got to have second thoughts right now. He's just run into a whirlwind.
Well, once again, Holiday's in his element. He's doing that postage stamp job again, sticking in close to his mouth, boring away, banging on his man, and giving Lark really no room to lever off those big shots of his.
You know, when this fight was initially scheduled to be in the United States, I thought that was a distinct advantage for Lark. Golden Gloves, they made a move. Holiday had a little bit of an injury. They moved the fight back a couple of weeks and moved it here to South Africa. I think that was a very significant move by them. And Holiday's landing some good power shots on John Lark. I think he might have nicked him over the other eye now.
The left hook is working now. He's got his left hook going, and that's banged away a couple of shots there. 2 or 3 of them really hurt Lark. Yes, there is. Oh, yes, above the left eyebrow, right eyebrow now. There's a cut that is bleeding. It's worse than the one that was over the left eyebrow in the last round. That's quite a cut. The blood going down into the eye, too.
John Lark, for the first time in the fight, he seems a little desperate. He's starting to put his punches together. He was backing up Phillip Holiday for the first time in the fight.
Phillip does this every now and again. He's trying to let the opponent come at him for a bit, and then suddenly he moves in the top gear. Though he's switching through the gears so rapidly. And before you know where you are, you're back on the defensive with him on top of you.
You know, there's a lot of things been said about Phillip Holiday. You know, he can't punch. You know, they say he can't box. All this kid can do is win, and winning he is.
Well, that's all you've got to do in this game, and he does it pretty well with his own sort of form. His tactics are keep on top of you, bang away, and nobody so far has been able to get the better of him.
And look, he doesn't have a mark on him.
Deep press. Lean back. Put your legs out.
It was a legal blow. It was nothing a box. No.
Excellent call by the referee there, telling the IBF representative that the cut that was opened up on Lark's other eye was from a legal blow. It was not a headbutt.
Well,
maybe we can see it here.
There was one good left hook went in there a minute ago, and there's another one.
Certainly may have been the one. Malcolm Garrett telling John Lark in the corner, hey, you're waiting for him to punch and blocking his punches. You've got to get off first.
Round 7. Round 7.
Round 7 coming up. And straight away, Phillip Holiday roars out of his corner. No holiday for this man. He's in full flight at the moment.
Holiday looks like a little Joe Frazier working in there, working at that rhythm. Again, early in the round, John Lark just fresh off the advice of his corner, trying to get the job done.
Okay. Okay, break. Come on.
A lot of singing going on in the background. Choir and chorus, they're all holiday supporters, of course, urging the man on.
And here we are after the first 45 seconds of the round. Holiday takes back over.
Another left hook goes in. His left hook was working well in the last round. He hasn't brought it into play very much until now. And that one did go over the top. That hurt Lark. If he keeps that left hook going more often, he'd be a far more damaging puncher, I think. He doesn't use it as much as he should.
No, he really doesn't. You see a little blood from the nose of Phillip Holiday, the first mark of any shots of John Lark.
Okay. Watch your head. Okay.
Malcolm Garrett was complaining about a low blow, and the referee came in and told Phillip Holiday to watch his head.
Okay, break.
I think if anything, the guy who should do the complaining about low blows is the receiver. Lark hasn't said very much about it. There he gets tagged with the right over the top and his left.
Every time he tries to complain, Phillip rips off about a 4 or 5 punch combination on him.
Come on.
John just has not done what he wants to do here.
You're not getting much opportunity to do it. This is Holiday's forte. There's
nice move by Lark, though. Pivot, rock back, and throw a straight right hand. Landed right on Phillip Holiday's jaw. It is. Phillip Holiday's in there. He's imposing his will on John Lark. You know, he's working him. He's
pretty much the boss in most of these exchanges. Lark's punching seems to be, at times, a little bit sloppy. He's not on target with it.
No, and Holiday's balance is so good, so short, and John's isn't. Although John is naturally gifted as a heavy puncher, he seems to be off balance a lot of times in this fight. Although, when he gets on balance, you sure don't want to get hit by him.
Okay, lose it. Come on.
Well, there's been a busy referee in this fight. Mr. Ramirez from Puerto Rico has had his hands full keeping them apart because they've been in there close off. And end of round 7.
Malcolm Garrett telling John Lark in the fight, hey, forget the ref. You got to start going after this kid. I would have told him that before the first round.
There you can see the cut over the right eye. A bit of swelling going with it as well.
Malcolm's doing a good job on the cuts in Lark's corner, but it's disconcerting for a fighter to be bleeding out of his nose, his mouth, and both eyes.
All at the same time. The power of Phillip's punches there. He doesn't hit you hard with any one of them, but by gosh, he can put them all together. And when that barrage goes in, it's like a pumping machine that you're facing all the time. They keep hitting you like that. You've got to try and do something to get out of the way of them.
It's like one of those tennis machines you volley with. The only way to stop it is to unplug it. Look at the amount of water on John Lark. He's completely soaked. Now look at Phillip Holiday. They haven't used any water on him because he doesn't need it.
Well, Lark starts off the round again with a little show of fury. As he starts each round this way, but the moment Holiday gets into his rhythm, backward goes Lark.
And that's the only ebb and flow of the fight. John, once Phillip starts having his way with him, he seems to need the rest between rounds to get back settled. He's got to get him set if he wants to get in this fight.
Okay, don't back. Okay, that's it. Don't leave with that right hand now. Let's go. John, you let him be first. Stop.
Malcolm Garrett imploring John Lark in between rounds.
That's it.
Let go of the right hand.
Lark gives you the impression of being a little bit on the tired side at the moment. There's not a great deal of zip and movement in him.
Well, certainly for the 8th round of the fight, they've used a ton of water on him. Water you like to keep to refresh a fighter later in the round. Later in the fight, excuse me. You don't want to, if you put all that water on him early in the fight, what are you going to do to freshen him up later on?
Well, it's Holiday getting in and landing good shots close range. Lark prodding away with that left hand, trying to get something.
Trying to measure him.
Well, there still may be danger lurking in that right hand of Lark's, but Holiday doesn't seem to be at all perturbed about matters right now. Oh, a good right hand goes over the top. Bangs off Lark's chin.
And a left hook to go with it. Phillip, you know, even when John's got him behind the head, he's looping those punches over the top.
Okay, break. Come on. There he is. He's resting, John. He's resting.
It's a little bit quieter at this stage of the proceedings. Not quite as hectic as it has been. I think Holiday may be just taking a little bit of a breather.
He is, but he's still doing what he wants to do. He's not.
Come on. Break.
You know, he seems like every once in a while he'll back up a little bit and you know, just to break the constant. Oh, a nice right hand by Phillip Holiday.
He actually sank in a short left just before it and then came over the top with that good right.
You know, Phillip, like I said, his balance is so good and his chin is down. He won't let himself get tagged with those big bombs, and because his center of gravity is so much lower than Lark's, that's why his head is underneath Lark's chin, just where Lark doesn't want it. If anything, Lark's pulling his chin right, pulling Holiday's head into him, and the referee's making the correct call.
Yes, Lark tumbled down into the ropes, and with a punch off to the bell, catches Holiday on the ear. Well, round 9 coming up. 2/3 of the way gone through. Here's a bit of a slow motion from that last round.
Here we see Phillip Holiday pressing matters.
Too much, huh?
Holiday, Lark's got him holding behind the head, but Holiday's still trying to move his hands. This is where they go crashing through the ropes, and the referee tells him, hey, you're pulling his head down. He's coming to you. But being pushed back like that throughout a fight will just sap a fighter, you know. He realizes very few fighters are capable of punching and getting leverage while moving backwards, and I don't think John is really one of them.
Now his best shots obviously coming as he's going forward, and he's got to be able to throw that right through with his body behind it, and he can't do it with Holiday on top of him all the way. 4 more rounds to go, and I don't think that the margin at this stage can be what you'd call close. I think Holiday is pretty well in the forefront on judges' scorecards.
Oh, I mean, John's got to either start dropping him with regularity or get him out clean. It's like that tennis volley machine we were talking about. He needs to unplug it.
Break again, break. Come on.
Holiday is so tenacious in there, you know. He doesn't care about anything other than doing his job. Nice left hook to the body by Lark.
But I don't think he can find that flank.
Break.
To pull it out, because Holiday is going to keep at him.
Certainly, as the fight progresses, John's punching power, although vaulted, is probably going to be less and less. And look at Holiday in there working.
Banging away on the body. Those body shots still doing their damage. Catches Holiday with one good right hand to the head. Oh, another good right hand from Holiday.
Break. Come on.
Phillip is some kind of an excellent defensive fighter. Center of gravity, get his punches out, get off, great vision. Nice combination.
Oh, way, that's good. That's good stuff coming in from Holiday. And Lark.
It's about time that the referee...
Getting a good ticking off from the referee for all that. Holiday on top of him now. And pouring on. Holiday really banging away into the body. It's Lark not at all comfortable in proceedings. Oh, and they're calling the ring doctor over to have a look at that eye.
It's evolved into a very bad cut.
There's the... Fight on, says referee Natani. Judge, I beg your pardon, Dr. Natani. The referee calls them together.
They're giving Lark every opportunity here, but I don't believe they'll let this go much because he's holding.
Well, he's going to do everything he can now. He knows that the end is nigh if that gets any worse. And so he's going for it, but good punches from Holiday, 3 of them in a row. And Lark clutches and holds on for dear life. And Holiday in with an uppercut over the top.
Just relentless with his work.
And down goes Lark. The referee calls it a slip, but I think Lark was glad to go down, slip or not.
Oh, it's been a long night here for John Lark.
He's wincing up there. You can see the expression on his face. He's not happy. A little bit of warning about the head again for Holiday, but Holiday right on top of Lark here.
Phillip's got to be careful, though. John Lark is a very desperate man right now.
Yes, he's looking for the one shot that might just save him. Well, back to the corner he goes. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of work they're going to do on those eyes.
I scored that round 10-8, even though there was no knockdown, because Holiday was just all over him like the proverbial cheap suit.
When you throw that lead right hand, you're hitting this guy.
Between postage stamps and cheap suits, John Lark's not having a good time.
No, he really isn't. And there is desperate. Malcolm is maintaining calm in the corner, but it's a desperate situation. Looping right hand right on the mark by Phillip Holiday. Here he is, using what he's got. Again, and even though that punch came in a little bit behind the head, it's because John Lark's got his holding Phillip Holiday's head down, and he can't really see where his punches are going.
Out of the corner comes John Lark. The referee telling him, hey, come on, get out. It's the fight's on. And into it goes Holiday. Holiday on the attack from the outset in this round. Previous rounds, he's let John Lark come and do some work first, but not now. Now Holiday's into him, and he's full in motion. The left bangs away. he has to be wary because Lark is like a wounded tiger here. He's still got some power in that right hand.
But Phillip, you know, he can't, you might say, hey, he's so far ahead, maybe he should box these last 3 rounds. That's not Phillip Holliday. He does what he does, and he does it from bell to bell. He can't change up his style now because he's so far ahead of his opponent. He never has up to this point. He just continues to apply pressure.
He's not going to let up. He's just going to keep going. The killer's there and he wants it. He's all out for taking apart whatever he can in this fight.
Okay, break.
John Lark is holding here. The referee's past the point of admonishing for it because he knows Holliday's having it all his own way.
Oh, bang, that was another right hand from Holliday, and Lark didn't seem to budge an inch.
No, Lark's got an excellent chin, and he's been very, very well conditioned, as was advertised prior to this fight. It's just in the contrast of styles, he's just not up to it with Phillip Holliday.
Referee having a good look at that cut over the eye again as he separated them there.
He did, and Malcolm Garrett told Lark, they're going to stop this fight, John. You better not act like you want him to.
No, I think any more good shots on it, and the referee's going to pull it over and ask for the doctor again. Whoa, and there goes Holliday. Left, right, left, 3 shots in a row.
He slips the punch, and then he counters nicely. This has certainly got Phillip Holliday's stock on an international level skyrocketing. He's just taking apart everybody they put in front of him. And, you know, unlike Martinez in the last fight, Lark came to fight. You can't, you know, beat a guy up like this that's just coming to survive. Lark came to win, and you see what he got for his efforts.
Well, you do. The best of the champions get a bad one every now and again who makes them look bad. And there's, a left and a right from Holliday, banged off of Lark's head. And the referee has said, no more. It's all over. The referee stopped it. He says, you've had enough. I'm not letting that cut go on. He's the man in control. He stopped the fight. Phillip Holliday is a winner of his 2nd title defense, a technical knockout.
And Lark was given every opportunity by the referee. This was a fair and square win for Phillip Holliday, and on my scorecard, he won every single round.
Well, I think he also used that attitude that Lark was so far behind on points that he had no chance of winning, so call it off. The referee can do that, and he did it. Not often they do it in a world title fight, but he did it.
Discretion sometimes, especially in this business, is the better part of valor. And after giving him every opportunity, every chance in this fight to land those big bombs, he waved it all.
Well, there's a very disappointed John Lark walking around the ring, but there's blood pouring out of both eyes. And he would have only suffered more punishment and more damage had he gone on.
As the fight progressed, it became more and more apparent that Phillip Holliday had his number. And there, a crushing left hook, and afterwards a right hand by Holliday. That was the exclamation point that it needed for the referee to stop the fight.
Well, while I'm showing you that slow-mo, we're having a dancing effort by Phillip Holliday in the ring. John Lark's still walking around, but look at the blood dripping out of both eyes. I mean, it's on his right side, it's pouring down the side of his cheek. On the left side, it's actually dripping out in driplets. So any more punches on there, this guy could have suffered irreparable damage.
And here we have, right for our audience, the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. John Lark walking out in the ring knowing that this was his huge shot to really get in there in the money in the lightweight division, and he's turned back short, and he's got a long ride home to the States.
Well, let's say full marks too to referee Roberto Ramirez, because he had a hard night's work. He did his job pretty well, and he stopped that fight, I think, at the right moment. He saved John Lark. He made a judgment call. He gave Lark every opportunity, but from the beginning of the first round, when he warned Phillip several times for using his head, Ramirez completely did his best to control this fight, even though it was a rough inside fight.
waiting for our ring announcer to give us the results of the fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 minutes 34 seconds in the 10th round. The winner by technical knockout and still the IBF lightweight champion of the world, Phillip No Deal Holiday. Phillip will now be getting the Old Buck belt presented by Paul Mziza and the IBF belt by Benedetto Montello.
Phillip, congratulations, a great victory. Your second. How are you feeling right now?
I'm actually feeling a bit tired, but I'm feeling really grateful. I just want to dedicate this fight to my trainer, Errol Fulbrecht. I don't want hard feelings, but there was a bit of hard feelings for this fight with Americans, with Malcolm Garnett. And I'll just say to my trainer, Errol Fulbrecht, this fight was for you. And thank you for all my fans out there, for all the support and your courage. And I thank the Lord Jesus for looking after me. Thank you.
Phillip, once again, you fought what we call a real tactical battle, like when you fought Julio and won the world title. Was that your plan, keeping close all the way?
Yeah, that was my plan, to keep him close, to whack the body. Harold watched some tapes of his and said he can't take it to the body. And the minute I started hitting to the body, he started complaining to the ref that I'm hitting low and bumping with the head. And straight away, Harold came to me and went to the corner and said, I told you, you just got to hit the body and he's going to go. And that was the game plan. We stuck to it, and eventually in the 10th round, the referee stopped the fight.
Now, what about those cut eyes? Some argument. Were they good punches? We thought they were, but somebody tried to claim it was headbutts.
Well, we might have bumped heads a couple of times, but they definitely weren't headbutts on purpose. They might have bumped a little bit. But that's my style of fighting, and I think the referee and everybody, the judges, know it, and they let the fight go on.
One more thing, John Lark came here with a reputation of being a big puncher, so did Miguel Julio. Were you hurt at any stage by his right hand?
No, I must say Miguel Julio was a lot stronger than John Lark, but I give John Lark credit. He put up a good performance, and I think he'll go far in the future, but he's just not taking this IBF title.
Well, congratulations, Phillip. A great win. Let's go on to defense number 3, and I think you're getting better by the fight.
Thanks very much, Lena.
Well, we see